An interesting migration tool offered by AWS is the Snow Family. So this is a set of hardware that AWS can provision for you when you need to make data transfers, entire migrations, right, of all your systems through actual physical means. So we're going to watch the Snow Family video, and let's actually define what Snow Family is. So it's a set of physical devices designed to help your businesses move large amounts of data in and out of AWS securely, that's the big one, and efficiently, especially in environments with limited or no internet connectivity. So the device offerings that make up Snow Family are Snow Cone, Snowball, and Snowmobile. We actually use Snowball in my professional experience. Worked for a DoD contractor. We're working on space domain awareness. Data was, very sensitive. Internet connectivity was not an option because of compliance issues. If we connected to the internet, that was a security violation, a security vulnerability. So we always had to move things around physically, right? We actually had to transfer the data back and forth, and we do that through a Snowball, which is a suitcase-sized data transfer device. So it had enough capacity to handle all the computing resources and information and store them into this device. Let's take a closer look at each of the offerings of Snow Family. So AWS owns and manages these devices, and it integrates with AWS security, monitoring, storage management, and computing capabilities. So when would you use Snow Family? When would you need like actual hardware to move around an app, right? Because typically the benefit of the cloud is that you do things over the internet. Well, Snow Family is when you don't have access to the internet or can't use the internet. Then you would go with actually physically transferring things with these Snow devices. So maybe you're doing a data center migration, so you're moving massive data sets to AWS. Maybe you want to do some disaster recovery. You want to back up large-scale critical data. This is my case, right? My experience was military and industrial applications processing sensitive data. There's also IoT and edge computing. So if you don't have access to internet in remote locations, you can use Snow Family to collect and analyze real-time data. So the smallest offering of these hardware devices is the Snow Cone. So small, rugged, and secure edge computing and data transfer device can store up to 14 terabytes of usable storage. It features 2 CPUs and 4 gigs of RAM. So it's ideal for IoT, remote locations, and small-scale data transfer. IoT stands for Internet of Things. Snowball, so this is the one I was a bit more familiar with. I didn't actually handle the Snowball for our organization. I just know that they moved it back and forth between different locations. So Snowball offers 2 types of devices, storage and compute optimized. Snowball Edge Storage optimized for large-scale data migrations, recurring transfer workflows, and local computing with higher capacity needs. So compared to the 14 terabytes, we now have 80 terabytes. And we have 1 terabyte of SSD, 40 virtual CPUs, and 80 GIB of memory. So Snowball Edge Compute Optimized, this is going to be when you need more juice in terms of memory and CPU. So Edge Storage Optimized is more about just the storage itself. You need some better specs, you go with the Snowball Edge Compute Optimized. So yeah, 2 categories. So for use cases such as machine learning, full motion video analysis, analytics, and local computing stacks. So same storage in terms of HDD, but in SSD you do get 28 terabytes instead of the 1. Notice the much bigger CPU capacity and RAM capacity, and also has an optional NVIDIA Tesla V100 GPU. Now the biggest one, so if this is a suitcase, right, and this is a very small device, then the Snowmobile is going to be massive. This is actually a 45-foot long ruggedized shipping container that's pulled by a semi-trailer truck. So we're talking really big hardware at this point. So this is exabyte scale. So exabytes are huge. Is a huge unit of memory. So this transfer device is used to move large amounts of data to AWS, up to 100 petabytes of data per snowmobile. It's ideal for large-scale data center migration.